Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Brony Show, episode 628. I'm sorry. It's amazing how much that number just keeps going up. And just like,
Weird how
holy.
that works. It keeps going up every week. I don't know what the deal is.
It's going up every week, man. I don't know what we're gonna do. What if we hit the 4 digits? I am going to officially retire at 4 digits. I swear.
Well, a current rate that should be whenever you're going to Everfree Northwest, the 20th anniversary.
Welcome to the Brony Show 10,000. I'm doing this from the rest home.
Don't worry a second, I'm right there with you.
We only have 3 people online. The rest of us are bots and AI bots that are talking to the other bots. Basically, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, no.
Hello.
Well, dead is actually a thing.
But yes, hello everybody. Welcome once again to the Brony Show. I am your host here to bring you the Brony community for this week. I am Circuit Main, and we are also joined by my wonderful group of panelists. I have with me the car aficionado, Deathlight Productions.
I think you mean Suki.
No, Suki's the anime and other bouncy things aficionado.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, you don't hear him denying that.
I'm trying to figure out which part of that is wrong.
I see exactly. But we also have the Canadian aficionado, DM21.
Where did all the milk go, eh?
We have Textalion, the working while the show's going on aficionado.
Working on what? Oh, also, anyone wondering where CMC is? His SUV's engine decided to seize up while traveling.
Yeah,
Why do you let it do that?
Unfortunately, it was a menace to South Central while drinking its juice without a hood.
Insert Bob having car troubles gif here.
And we also have Tokoi. He's the unaficionado.
Hey, I'm here for robots, and I'm just having fun with friends I met 10 years ago.
Yep, exactly. Oh, actually, CMC apparently just barely got home, so good for him. I'm glad he made it home okay.
Yay.
So we might see him later on.
We might see him. He's at least home, and that's what counts in my book. But anyway, everybody, I'd like to thank you all for thank you and welcome you to the Brony Show, and for the show today, we are going to be celebrating another year of the Artist Training Ground. This year, of course, 2 different groups are doing an Artist Training Ground. We have Equestria Daily and Pony Sky, who are both doing it. They started the same day, yesterday, June the 1st. However, they're each doing it in slightly separate ways, which we're going to go over a little bit. But to celebrate a new round of trying to flex those artist muscles and get a little bit more training down under your belt, however you can, we're going to do a little bit of arting of our own, and we're going to do that with some Gartic Pone, which we're gonna be really excited for here. But of course, before we do all of that, we got to give ourselves a chance to warm up our vocal cords and talk a little bit about what is going on with all of us. And of course, we do that with a big heaping helping double scoop of wub. So I would like to ask all of you, as I do every week, what's up, bronies?
Well, I'm doing some quick math, and over the past 2 weeks, at the very least, I've done a 70 miles round trip for commuting to work, when normally I only do like 40. So yeah, I'm a little bit tired today, and I got off work today as well. So, yay!
Yeah. I ran into some money troubles. I thought we didn't have enough for rent, but it turns out we did.
That's good.
Oh, shit,
was
that
the-
just
that was
reminded me.
the first
I
in
need
a
to send
long
rent to my
time.
friend. Fuck.
Oh no! Oh crap! I got rent. I got rent, don't I?
Second, you have a mortgage payment. You got to
I'm-
deal with a lot more than that.
You got super rent is what you've got.
you say that, but at the rate things are going, my super rent is cheaper than your normal rent now.
Yeah, honestly. I've
Absolutely.
been waiting for the market to crash so I can get a house and have it cheaper than what normal rent is.
Yeah.
Oh hell.
Meanwhile,
What
my
is
technical
what
rent is
is
just
rent?
utilities.
What is rent? Baby, don't rise your price.
No more.
No, actually, no more would have been perfect.
Yeah.
What is my rent? Baby, don't milk me. Baby, don't milk me. No more.
That's the point.
Okay,
I was
anyway.
resisting hard not to add the milk in part.
No, it just depends on how you define it, and we're a PG-13 show. So we're only talking about the coal dust milk train. We all know
Choo-choo.
this. Anyway, getting back on track here. Where do we have a track?
You're going off.
Second, we had a track once. Unfortunately, you blew it up at least 5 different ways
Alright.
Sunday.
All right,
So it's a crazy train.
all right. I guess I'll jump a little bit into a little bit of what's up, Brony, going on with me. It's also a little bit show noobs ish because in a few right now we are down to just the last little bit of leftovers from the latest roommate move out. And the reason I'm bringing that up is it's going to leave me a spare room, which is going to be a lot more spacious in the ceiling department. So I'm probably going to move my VR setup over there, and I am currently working on upgrading the Brony show computer systems. Or basically, unfortunately I'm going to be retiring Twiputer here very soon.
He had a good run.
She's still a great case, and I'm going to continue using her mostly because apparently a lot of cases don't even have ports for like Blu-ray players and things like that anymore. It's just like that's all.
I understand.
I could go off on that, but I'm not going to. But the big problem is that a lot of the USB ports are going bad, and the motherboard, and it's an old process, an old motherboard. I don't know how long these things are gonna last, so I do gotta upgrade just so I don't deal with the fallout of having an entire system break down and then having to fix it with minimal budget if things go wrong. So luckily I've been having money set aside and the coveted 5-week paycheck, the 5th week paycheck that everybody always hopes for. You all know what I'm talking about.
Mostly happens in either May or June, depending on the year.
Yeah. But yeah, I do have some extra funds. Some of it still had to go to groceries and stuff like that, but I should be able to get some additional funds on top of that here later on the week. I'm going to be using that towards starting the upgrade process on getting a new system set up and retiring Twiputer to more personal and shenanigery. But that also means that I will have the spare bedroom over yonder, which I'm going to have the VR setup going. And that means I will be able to start doing a few more fun things in both my Let's Play territories, as well as for the show here itself, because there are a few different things that have pony content in VR. And along with that, unfortunately, I've uncovered a new skill set where I'm learning how to do VR chat avatar editing. So, oh no.
This
yes.
doesn't have anything to do with that Windows 11 bullshit, does it?
I don't necessarily have to deal with that either. I can still use a license off of this computer, and it's still a Windows 10 license. Windows 11
You
can
will be
eat
a
me.
pony VTuber soon enough.
The only reason I got Windows 11 is because somehow, some way, they got it to work on a thing that they said, no, it wouldn't work. And Best Buy was like, no, actually, Windows 11 can run. And I'm just like,
Don't.
fine, whatever.
No, not whatever. I'd be like, no. You take back your devil OS. Yeah.
I mean, you just
I
do what
am
I
so
did.
glad. I am so glad I was able to get this mini PC because I did not have enough money for a new or gaming PC rig or decent PC rig in general at the time.
And also there is one other What's Up Brony going on with me, and some of you are going to have the look of a jealousy at this one. So I'm also going to be seeing a comedian on Friday. Randy Feltface.
You son of a bitch, I want to go.
Of course.
Oh wait, is that the
Puppet,
Australian
yes.
guy?
That's the Australian puppet guy, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I got stupid lucky a couple of weeks ago. I got one of those stupid Facebook notifications that I seem to get on my phone here and there. And I was just gonna ignore it, and then it's just like, Randy Paleface is gonna be at the Jordan Commons. I'm like, what? That can't be real.
Wait.
Oh, wait a minute, this is real, and it's in a few weeks.
Oh,
You
my.
see,
And they
have the
still
same
have
thing.
available tickets, even though it's later in the evening on Friday. But still, it's available tickets.
Worth it. Yeah.
Worth
Yes,
it.
it's worth it. But, well, this is like
Yeah.
whenever I found out Beetlejuice was coming to my area. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to watch Beetlejuice. Let's go.
And he comes
He's
out
gone,
of
by
that
the way.
theater. Why? Why? No, I'm kidding.
And that's what I learned being a smartass far outweighed any of the consequences.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
My
I
persona
have to
status
say,
not that high.
I enjoy my
Not high
musical
enough for
theater,
that.
but I have to enjoy it just by immersing myself in it.
Yep. So, yep, I'm happy. I got the Brony Show house all to myself, almost. Just the last little bits that are going to be moved out here in a few days. And I'm going to be seeing Randy Feltface. I couldn't be happier. This is going to be a fun week.
Nice.
All right. Anyway, anybody else have any other?
For a moment there, I thought you said Randy Meltface.
Randy Meltface. No, that's
Randy
a weird.
the
That's a weird.
Melted
That's a weird knockoff. It's a wax figure it's a wax puppet that slowly melts because of the stage lights. It's like, oh, I'm melting. Oh, what a world. What's the deal with pearls?
The comedian with the power to melt.
Yes. You'll remember me from Nickelodeon.
Action
That was
League,
always fun.
no.
You know, I actually want to know what was the action figure they had before they melted him.
I don't think they can legally tell you.
Yeah, no.
No.
But-
Anyway, getting off of that track. Does anybody else have any other quick wub but that want to throw out there before we get on to the news?
Well, I wasn't too busy like the last 2 weekends. Got the engine put back together on that little Toyota I have. And it's running again, so that's nice. Still got the check engine light though, can't figure out why it's doing that.
Did you check the engine?
Yeah, it's there.
Oh well, I guess I can't figure that one out then.
Yeah. And then I ran the powers and the grounds, custom made cables for my Ranger. And then ran the switch so I got cranking again, so I can just crank the engine, so that's nice. And then, I spent 3 hours learning how to change operating systems in a computer.
Yeah, I
That
don't
must
don't
have
envy
been
that
after
one.
that afternoon and a half.
I don't envy that one, and I have a feeling I'm going to probably do something similar later on down the line when I'm just sick and tired of Windows and I just go for a Linux.
There's definitely a learning curve to Linux, but the reason why we went with Linux Lite is because it's fairly similar to like Windows 7.
Oh, actually, you just said it right there. Yeah, Linux Lite. Yeah.
But there's a Linux off branch which actually grabs a lot of the same Windows software, so you can use a lot of Windows stuff in that thing and makes it just a lot more user friendly for people that came from Windows originally. Yeah, I got on a deep dive.
You have the
looking into
red
this type of
keys,
stuff.
red keys on the WASD.
See, that is the cheap, crappy keyboard that came originally with my tower that I've sitting right here.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that thing so much. It feels so cheap. It feels like I could just snap it in half on my knee.
Like so. Sorry.
And that mouse there, I quit using it because it doesn't click correctly, so I had to tap like 5 or 6 times to get it to actually register a click.
Oh,
But if
terrible.
we're trying to just play with operating systems, especially on a computer that you forgot about since college, yeah, I might as well play with it.
Yeah, that's a fair enough point.
Twig.
And honestly, after I got it all swapped out and everything, I'm fairly impressed with it. Like, it responds very quickly. Everything works fantastic on it, especially after I got all the updates and stuff. And you have to remember, that is a Gen 2 Dell Slim. That thing is from like '05.
Jesus.
It's got a whole whopping 2 gigabytes of RAM.
My God.
It's got an i5 though, which was impressive back in the day.
You know, it's amazing how quickly stuff has changed.
But yeah, look at the hertz and everything. Like, it's honestly really impressive, and the fact you can read, it's got a quad core in it and stuff.
1.60 gigahertz frequency.
Fantastic.
Not just that, the fact that you can get 2 terabytes of data in a SIM card.
Yeah. But so I'm planning on getting it fully upgraded, which for that thing is 60 gigabytes with a RAM, at least 1 terabyte solid state drive for it, and a 2 gigabytes graphics card, which is the max you can go for that motherboard.
Sweet. You'll be able to play Bolatro.
Honestly, that's not a bad thing though. Like for a computer that old, that's not bad.
No, not at all.
And for a light operating system like I put into it, it should last for years yet to come, as long as the motherboard doesn't fail. So,
I mean,
which
I'll be
the
perfectly
motherboard's
honest.
like 20 years old now. So,
I'll be perfectly honest. With that being the setup, if you're trying to be a streamer, that's the perfect streaming PC.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
So like
you're
you
not
have
wrong.
you have that being the one of that, and then you just basically you just have the capture device on it where you capture the other computer. That basically you build that one to be like it can play things amazingly.
Yeah, and honestly, like I've seen people do it. They grab their graphics card and pretty much use it as another processor for the motherboard. So I'm going to try to figure out how to do that, which is going to help it incredibly with a lot of other stuff. But yeah, my mom wants to learn how to edit videos and stuff like that too. So I'm like, perfect starting computer for that, honestly. So,
If I only grew up with computers sooner.
Hey,
dude, I didn't start
sooner or
using
later.
computers until I was in high school, but then I didn't know how to. But I didn't really get deep into them until like 2 years ago.
In
I
all,
first grabbed off the shelf and made it work.
in all honesty, I was kind of the
That's
same way.
impressive.
I knew how to use computers and the internet, but I did not know how to really go deep until my middle 20s.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so,
now-
here I am in my later 20s, finally figuring this stuff out. So,
I'm learning how to draw in my 40s. It doesn't matter. Just get onto it if you really care. If you really want to, get onto it.
Yeah.
and if you got like a spare old computer just sitting around, tinker with it. If you break it, who cares? Like
It's
that
a
one,
spare,
yeah,
yeah.
it's been since college. So that's been sitting around for like almost a decade now.
If only I could.
Yeah, I actually had that thought just a
Oh.
moment ago because I have an HP laptop here that I'm not gonna lie, I got it when Windows 7 just barely rolled out because I wanted to have something that could work on Windows 7. This thing, I don't know how it's still alive, but it's not doing too hot either. But it still lives.
But-
So
And honestly, you can buy like this slim Dell that I have. You can look on eBay. You can find them for like $50 nowadays.
I mean, heck, I got
cheap.
like a $100 HP system that I use for emulation, and it could go up to PS2 without a problem. I got it for $125. It's cheap.
Exactly. So, and like
Before
with
the
that Dell
Wi-Fi
I'm
chip
talking
went-
about,
Sorry.
Before the
and-
Wi-Fi chip went on it, I was thinking of maybe turning it into a Linux, but then I thought, wait, what else would it be? What else could go next on this thing?
Paperweight.
paperweight, yeah.
Okay, let's get moved on
Yeah,
here.
it's like,
We're getting into some
Get to the
interesting
pony.
we're getting to some fun weeds here, but let's
I'm
get.
surprised it
yeah.
lasted me 9.5 years.
Well, I mean,
but
Twi
I
Peter
guess-
I've had here for 11 years, and she's been all right.
Yeah, I've had this thing for about a decade. But the main thing I'm talking about, like, you can buy these like slim, like mini computers for dirt cheap, and to
that's what I've been
maximize
hearing.
your upgrades on it is like, oh, another $150 in parts, well, $250. So you get a pretty decent computer for barely $300.
All right.
long
Yep.
as you
We've
get
gotten
love from the
way too off here. Let's get moving on here. Anybody else have any other wub that they want to throw out there? All right. I'd say that's our cue to get moving on here. Let's start off with the Pony Convention countdown. Now, the next convention to come up here is Everfree Encore, which is going to be a full-on concert over in Uslar in Deutschland. It's going to be a fun little event. Looks like they're actually going to be in a distant rural farming area, which is going to make it all the more fun. Just have big musical performance in this big open field. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you love. Really, you can really get into it and really enjoy it. But that's going to be up in a few days for those of you who are over in Deutschland. I really hope you have a fun time with that. Next, this one still doesn't exist, and I haven't heard anything about it since then. So, yeah, it's a con that never was. But we have
Players Con as one played last week.
Yeah, the next convention that is going to be coming out after that is PonyCon, technically. Because it's going to be a PonyCon meetup event situation that's going to be happening during Festival Fantasy 2025. So the con itself isn't PonyCon, the con itself is Festival Fantasy, but PonyCon is going to be an event going on during that con. So if you are a Brony and you are in let's see, in the Czech Republic area, you can go ahead and attend a big old nerd convention altogether and have some Brony fun while you're at it. And of course, the same weekend, Full Spectrum Fest Refractions is going to be occurring, which is a music festival only in Ponytown. So if you are willing to brave the interesting chat room that is Ponytown, you can also enjoy a full-on online concert of Full Spectrum Fest. It'll be a really good time, I'm sure. And then the next convention after that will be a month after that, Hops Featherfest, which is in Austria. I don't have much more to say about that. It looks fun, though. Oh, wait. Let's see. Hops Featherfest as such was the first Austrian. So, yeah, apparently this is the second year for this as well. And there was the first pony convention in Austria, too. So that's really funny. So, yeah, they're just like, you know what? Let's do it again. I'll do it again. Okay.
And something that I want to share that just because I've got friends in Argentina, apparently a convention down there called Feria Feria Kawaii is doing an MLP based thing, and my friend is doing that. I'll send it right over to you second because it is on Instagram only because, you know.
Sweet. And also, really quickly, oh great, Instagram, I don't even have it. Well, let's see if it'll let me load it up anyway without Instagram begging me for crap. No, leave me alone. Okay, I can get some things. So, Feria Kawaii. This feels like an anime convention with that thing.
I know, right?
Okay, let's see here. Install. I don't know.
It is in Argentina, so it's Spanish, but
Give me a second here. Yeah,
Espanol.
Wait, is Argentina Spanish or Portuguese?
You know what? I'm gonna let something else decide that for me.
it's Spanish from what I hear, but Portuguese.
It's taking it as Spanish. So let's see. Let's see. Kawaii Fair Argentina, the My Little Pony edition, which will begin Sunday, June 8th at Acasusa in Buenos Aires, with free admission from 12 to 7 p.m., including a salon and patio. Let's see. More than 200 stores. That feels a little much there. Or unless it's talking about 200 different. Actually,
I think like what we would call tables.
Yeah, probably 200 tables, which is, I guess it's 200 different vendors with different clothing, accessories, illustrations, snacks, show outfits, and much more. So, yep, it's a full-on event happening the 8th of June. Which
is
from
this
12
Sunday.
to 7 on, this Sunday. photo booth, coloring area, Oriental and gastronomic walk. It's got food. And a gift tote bag for some of the first show ups. So I'm using an auto translate here. I'm surprised it's working as well as it is. I'll tell you that much.
Google Translate gets you like 70% of the way there.
It'll get you far enough to actually be able to kind of piece it together if you use critical thinking.
But
Yeah.
I'm very much surprised because when this was shown to me, because I actually got pulled into the group and be like, okay, you've done IRL conventions before, yes? How do we do the public speaking? Because we haven't done that. And I just went, oh, hell, I'm having to go through one of them translating some of this stuff, but also trying not to come off as a pompous person.
You just do the best you can. Pompous usually means that you feel like you're not going to come off of it if you're trying not to be, essentially.
I know, but it did make me nervous because, again, it's one of those things of, you're one of the few people we know that have done this. Help! And I'm just like, ooh.
All right, and really quickly to throw in here, now this isn't pony related, but I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some Brony stuff there, or at least maybe a few panels that are going to get ransacked by Bronies. But there's also if you have a VR chat thing, they also have a furry VR convention happening this weekend as well. Furality.
Oh, Ferality, I heard of that, and
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, there were so many Bronies at a horse furry meetup panel, which was hilarious. But equine actually, like an equine one. But yeah, you do see Bronies all over the place in there. So I'd say, if you want to experience something a little bit more interesting, but still have the Brony culture going on, you could get a little bit there too. Anyway, I think we went a little bit far, all over the place there. Blah. Let's move on. Starting off,
considered by furries.
starting off with let's go ahead and get into this here because this is going to be so much fun. So, Nubiar's training ground has officially begun as of yesterday. There are two different ones that are going on right now, and I've after doing a little bit of digging and understanding things like that, it was a little complicated to start off with, but I think I got the general idea of how it's supposed to work now. Give me a second here. So, the two newbie artist training grounds are happening at the exact same time. The reason being is originally Cal Payne over on Pony Sky figured that Equestria Daily wasn't going to be doing it because they hadn't announced anything and started to set up for his. But then Equestria Daily decided that they were going to do their own, and they decided to just work together on this. However, they're both doing them differently and different from they were the previous years. So to start off with Equestria, sorry,
15th newbie artist training grounds. Jeez, the 15th one so far.
Yeah, it's quite surprising when you think about it. But it's also a great way, and I wish it was a fan game. I do. No, this was an artist rendition.
Yeah, this is awesome artwork.
This is just somebody's awesome artwork. But I would welcome a mod.
I thought it was referencing Banjo-Kazooie, but it looks more like the title card entrance of Yooka-Laylee.
Nope, it's Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay. Maybe I got vibes from that because it was made by people who loved Banjo-Kazooie as well.
Probably, yeah. But anyway, so really quickly, newbie artist training ground for Equestria Daily is going to be bi-daily. How do I put this? Okay, so normally the artist training ground, at least when it was on Equestria Daily, you would have an art prompt every day that you would want to submit every day by the end of the day. It was 30 different prompts throughout the month, And, it was a bit of not exactly a slog, but you definitely, if you weren't on top of it, you would have to play a lot of catch up in some cases. But it was still pretty good, pretty fun. It looks like this year they decided to ease things up a bit. They are going to, it sounds like they're going to only have 15 prompts this time, where every prompt will have 48 hours to complete instead of 24. So once they put a prompt up, you have 2 days instead of one to try to create something based off of that prompt and get it submitted. So it's a little bit easier and not as many prompts. Blue Sky is also doing something, Pony Sky is doing something a little bit different with theirs as well. Now, they're going to do the same thing that they had with when Cal Payne was doing the Artist Training Ground on Equestria Daily, where you get a prompt a day. However, it's not, you don't have to submit it that day. What they're asking people to do is instead, when they have the art prompt ready to submit, to use the hashtag Newbie Artist Training NATG day and the day of for that prompt. In this case, day 1. So you can complete it several days later if you want. You don't have to do it immediately. In fact, if you looking here at latest, we literally had somebody that posted one a minute ago, and they started this yesterday. And they're already up to day 2 prompt, and we'll probably get the day 3 one a little bit later. Oh,
the creativity of this fandom never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an excellent way of training yourself up, maybe practicing some new skills if you want to try something different for your art, or maybe just to challenge yourself, or even get your foot in the door. You have a bunch of newbie artists, ones who have done it for a while, but they're trying something different. You get all types in here, and really you get a really good chance to look at that and see, no matter where you're at or what you're going to do, it's a place to start, essentially. It's a good place to start. But yes, so Cal Payne is saying that you can submit it at any point. But if you want it to be marked for the Newbie Artist Training Ground for that day's prompt, you want to make sure you put it for the day that the prompt is for. Like day 1, day 2, things like that. So,
One of the weaknesses is time-sensitive stuff, which is why I didn't try to do too much of anything when they were doing the writing challenges.
Yep, which is what makes this a lot more appealing. It's not as time sensitive as it used to be on both parts. Equestria Daily, you have 48 hours now instead of 24. You have 2 days to get something done, so you don't have to feel as rushed. And Blue Sky, you just do it whenever you can. You just make sure you have it marked for what Newbie Artist Training Ground the prompt is for, if you want to have it included in the prompt wheel, which I'm sure some people will want, because there is a full-on thread pin, which lets you see all of the different entries for all of the different Newbie Artist Training Grounds. But yeah, there's a lot. It got messy, but there's a lot. So now let's go on. Who wants to find the reason? Who wants an excuse to spend an unbelievable amount of money?
Me, aside from what we already do.
Well, I mean, yeah, but more so.
How great is the temptation?
I guess it depends on if it's your favorite pony.
Yeah, but that's definitely a tough question. Oh no!
A giant 1.6 meter pony was shown off on Twitter.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
All over the place. Recently.
Yeah, this one's been making the rounds. A lot of people have been seeing this one posted up and are just losing it.
Oh yes, me, my wife, and her life-sized
and her pony that is bigger than her.
My only question is, where the hell is the vital scratch?
Not too far behind. If
so you got to commission that one separately. It's gonna be another $1,000.
There you go. Yeah.
Fuck it, we ball.
But yeah, no, it is
the
such an amazing
man. The bow tie.
Little bow tie and everything. Yeah, no, it is impressive. And I just love that we're still seeing amazing plushes like this, even this far into the fandom's history at this point. Granted, yeah, I'm never gonna. I can't say never, but it's gonna be some time before I am able to afford one of these. But dang it, if I'm not gonna try at some point. Hopefully
I'm never
when-
going to be able to have one of these because of Doggo.
No, that's fair.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's.
Hi, CMC. Also,
Mm.
also, second, don't you have an extra room that you can store some of your stuff in now?
I have more than just a extra room.
One of them's gonna be a video game setup. That's why I was saying.
Rainstorm, you're absolutely right. How about we'll go ahead and we'll start signing up for a Patreon so people can pay me so I can actually do this for you guys.
Wait, we're getting paid for this, kid.
Well, I mean, if you guys all want a giant plushie for each, then, we could start up a Patreon, get money, and then I can actually afford it.
See, I keep thinking about actually commissioning a plush of one of my characters.
Me too,
It's
really.
just, I know it's gonna be a complex thing, and I'm gonna have to pay through the nose to get it done. It's gonna suck for that, but it's gonna be so cool when it's done.
Yeah. But yeah, giant plushie. We still have them. I love it.
Yeah.
Next, My Little Pony the movie, or wow, this guy. Not again. It's just this guy. So another Tamers movie trailer has been posted up. So yes, another Tamers is due to happen.
Oh no, I know.
Once
of
again,
this.
you
That is
all.
a face.
Oh.
Soren, how you doing, buddy?
So yep, it's Tamers once again. If you know Tamers, you already know what to expect. It's gonna get gruesome. It's gonna get weird. The humor is gonna get stupid in some cases. The animation is gonna be a mixture of good, bad, and what.
Nice.
And-
Nice.
And it's also taking place in the MLP Infected universe.
Well, their version of an MLP infected universe, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this thing.
That's a dark fandom.
Do you know how
Sorry,
many
there's a
different
dark-
infected universes there are?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just it's Tamer's universe. Let's just go with that.
Did you go with Tamers? It's fine. It's his thing.
Yeah. It's his thing.
Oh.
But you already know what to expect if you already heard about this. If you haven't yet, massive grain of salt. If you watch any of these, just think early 2000s internet humor in every way possible, good, bad, and otherwise.
Oh, jeez.
So, but yeah, just go into there expecting to be offended by something. Witch just wants you to buy him one too. Seriously, if I could actually have enough funds to do that, I gladly would. I am not
See,
kidding.
what you do is you buy it all. You buy all those plushes, and then write it off as a business expense, and then make a whole movie about the plushes.
I mean, great. That would work if I actually had the money to even start that off before I could write it off as a business expense. I don't even have the funds to start the process.
Do you have $4,000? No? Then cycle back around.
Well, here's what we do have. Apparently, we have Legends of Equestria to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm as surprised as everybody else here. And oh boy, somebody's gonna go a little ballistic here. So apparently,
the game I could run on my old PC.
and it's still going on to this day. And they added quite the interesting update because let's see, they added a bunch of NPCs. They added
That's a bunch
few,
of spaces I know and some I don't.
a lot of different NPCs in different locations. A few more different quests, a lot of different items, including a tuba, saxophone, marching drum, bow, hearts.
It's a whole marching band.
Yeah.
Let's see. They added a boat dock, a taproot tavern, and let's see, a bunch of general improvements, fixes. Okay,
Yeah.
they said it, but I was trying to look for a little bit more details here.
The following hats will now be placed on top of main. Cowboy hat, nurse cap.
Yeah,
Ah,
there.
yes, the patches.
The patches. But apparently, in all of this, and I'm not seeing it anywhere, so maybe I'm missing something. or maybe it's put somewhere. But apparently, they've also added a train.
Nice.
Yes.
That's possible. I'm sorry. Please scroll to the last line and say it out loud.
The last line. Clouds are no longer aggressive.
Amazing.
Clouds are no longer
Yeah,
aggressive.
looking through some of these reminds me so much of like the Sims patch notes.
It kind of does. Oh god. So I think this is going to be one of these cases where we're going to have to go back and check this one again sometime in the near
Fix
future.
stamina drain when sitting on another pony.
Amazing.
Oh look, so many icons. Holiday scarf, chromatic scarf, winter scarf, bird kite, dot socks, cow socks.
You know those are going to be also fixed in the next patch.
Fixed bridge and Evershade Castle ground not interacting with player correctly. Okay, that's not so great.
More bug
Yeah,
fixes.
standard
This
stuff
is
right
more
there.
bug fixes than Todd Howard could do for Starfield.
We are not dealing
Where-
with that because that is its own monster.
I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah,
Instead,
let Sleeping Ponies lie.
well,
Okay, good.
actually, I think we're gonna talk about our own monster here. The future of My Little Pony, or at least what they're assuming is going to be the future. Let's face it, no matter what they say, you never know until it actually happens.
Yep.
So
Talk is cheap. Show through your actions.
So it looks like for 2026, they're going to call that the year of the pony. But as for why they're calling it the year of pony, no idea. But it doesn't look like they're going to be adding anything new in regards to pony content. At least as far as we can tell. But it does appear that they're going to start the next generation, I suppose would be the best way to say it. They're doing it's called a full My Little Pony brand reinvention, but let's just face it, it's the next generation. It's always the next generation. In
Well, you know the reason.
in 2027.
Yeah, the reason why they call 2026 the year of the pony is because with the zodiac signs is the year of the horse.
Is it?
Nay.
Nay, I say to you, sir. Nay.
I
Okay.
didn't think it lined up.
Giddy
I thought
up,
it was
cowgirl.
I just googled it. Like, wait, hang on.
Okay.
Does it actually line up right?
Yeah, 2026 is the year of the horse.
Okay.
And it's a fire horse. Ooh.
Giving it away.
Let's see. Yep. Oh, he's right. Chinese Zodiac 2026 is the year of the horse.
Fire horse for more specific terms.
So
You can try it.
all
You can try it
the-
however you want.
Everyone gets to be a Neric for free. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be Hex's year, CMC.
Or a
No,
free
Oh,
you
no.
guys
pack
can't
of
take
Derek
this
beer.
from me. I am the fire horse.
You
No.
are the fire horse.
No. It's
He
the
is
year.
the OG.
Nope. We got it all wrong. It's the year of Twilight Sparkle.
Oh yeah, when she transformed into a fire
No,
horse.
no,
for a
no, no,
second.
no.
That's just a Rapidash.
It's a fire
No,
horse.
no. It's
That
the
is a
year of
fire
the
horse.
It is the year of
Fire
the
horse, fire horse.
Fi- Fire horse, fire horse, fire horse. She's fire.
And she's horse.
And a horse.
She's a horse. The ring of horses. The ring of.
The
fire.
ring of horses.
No, we don't talk about Rapidash ever since the Alolan form. That Rapidash is Celestia now.
No, that's not Alolan, that's Galarian.
I got close. No, I didn't. But I'm walking away anyway. Anyway. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Okay. Ooh, no. Whoops. Yeah. No. Actually, we know what we know what Fire Horse. We're missing the obvious here. We're missing the very obvious. It's Nightmare Star.
Daybreaker.
No, Nightmare Star.
No, the original.
Nightmare
Oh, yeah,
Star.
the
That's a
original.
Fire Horse.
By the way, I forever will love when people put Nightmare Star next to Daybreaker.
Dude, you should have seen the shipping pictures I was getting the moment I did a Google search of Nightmare Star. You're not gonna see them, but you should see them.
That's dangerous right there.
And that's with safe search on?
You can have shipping.
Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and move on.
You can have safe shipping. We can have safe shipping.
Safe shipping. Safe shipping.
Yeah, no.
You're so funny.
I mean, say okay. Look, I'm referring to safe in the content variety.
I know.
Yeah.
Safe shipping with more bungee cords to hold everything in place. Not shipping. No safety guards. Not safe for work. No pitfalls. No pillows. Nada.
Okay, DM, I think we're at that point.
Okay.
Ooh, you can still get a poster of Nightmare Star for $10 from Pack Breakers.
Nice.
Yeah.
What?
Speaking of being off topic.
Anyway, so yeah, you're the fire horse apparently. All right, and My Little Pony, Tell Your Tale. I'm surprised that we're still able to talk about new content for this, but we still got new content. The third album has appeared over on SoundCloud. So apparently, there has been some leaked content about stuff that was planned and made for the next season of Tell Your Tale, but never came to fruition, as we already are well aware. But some of it still leaks out. And apparently, a third Tell Your Tale album of content of a lot of songs that never made it out has made it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to question one called Puppy Love.
Yeah. By the way, people pointed out that album cover, I think was from an episode that was done, but you know.
Nope. That episode was never done. Because
that episode wasn't. That's this time travel one?
Yeah, that's the time travel one, because the character next to Pip was the one that looked all nice and sweet and wasn't the angry looking one that made you think, oh, new villain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Fair, but that also means that someone actually colored it.
Yep.
Or was it colored to begin with? I don't know.
It was colored. It might have been colored to begin with, or they may have made a fan art inspired by it. I don't know which, but in any case,
dear. Just looking at the track list, it starts with Hopalata and then Hopalata Extended.
yeah.
Do you want that much Hopalata right after each other?
You got also Creativity Zone that's extended, and then Puppy Extended,
Puppy Love.
and then Puppy Love.
Cuteness overload.
This party over. Let's party now. This party music. Or sorry. Party music.
Party rocking.
Party rocking.
No, just made me think of the Ninja Sex Party thing where they were talking about, like, where Dan was talking about songs that they didn't use. Did I say you could fucking stop partying?
Yeah, that's kind of what
I actually saw his cover with another person of the chain. Very good.
Well, yeah, it was with the guitar guys.
Yeah, but I'm saying the other singer.
Alright, and since we're all here, let's go ahead and move on to the next little section here, even though we're going to be doing plenty of arting here in just a moment. And of course, we're doing our content creation and fan submissions and suggestions. And that also means our challenge of the week. Isn't that right, Coldust? Okay, maybe
No.
it's not quite right.
No, he stepped away for laundry. Hold on.
Okay.
No.
What's that? Hold on. No.
That was a train whistle, but I'm glad the mic cut it off.
It cut it off in a really dumb way because it sounded like a beep from an answering machine.
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, what? Oh my god, he has a robot.
He's back.
And unfortunately, he's a '90s robot. That's why. No wonder he's so inept. Hi, Golda.
You say that, but we had the bicentennial man.
Need to reinstall all that firmware. Bring it back to factory settings. Hi, Coldust.
And nobody remembers that Robin Williams movie. Anyway, Coldust, we have our challenge of the week.
Yes.
And our challenge.
The challenge of the week is rain.
That is right. But we also had a protest initiative challenge.
You betcha.
And our protest initiative challenge was laying on the floor.
That's right.
Yes. something happened there. I don't know what happened. Okay.
Cole
Just roll
made you
with it.
actually
Just
start the
roll with it.
protest.
This one. Okay. This one was interesting for me. So
Oh,
yeah.
that is so real.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Honestly, I was feeling that when I started drawing this too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The only issue I have is that you could have split the white just a little bit, have it come in a curl.
I was in a rush here. I'm surprised it came out as well as it did.
No, I appreciate that. That's just what draws my eye to it, because your darker, your green hair is a little bit more curled and split, so it's not just a solid blob.
Well, I mean, the reason it's like that is just because it usually overhangs the front of my head, so that it felt somewhat appropriate.
No,
This
I
feels
can
so
see that.
relatable. This feels so relatable.
Yep. Anyway, this one was also interesting because I'll get to the reason. Well, I'm gonna have to get to the reason because I can't explain it if I don't.
Yeah. Get on with
So the artist training ground, the big challenge that I'm going to be doing this year is I want to try to work on getting a texture or a basically kind of a design or a concept or a texture. How can I put this? I want a style to my art, which I like how my art has been progressing. But the thing is that with my art, it is, at the moment, it's very flat colored. Sometimes I'll get some shading in there, but it's basically the line art, then the colors, maybe a little shading, and then that's it. But there's no life, there's no texture, there's nothing there that's giving it a personality and a feeling of its own, in my opinion. I mean, it looks awesome, but it just feels like something that somebody created in MS Paint really, really well, and it's not really it's not moving forward more. So, I'm using one of the same art programs I've always been using, but instead of doing like the same linear pen tool and just coloring it in, I started trying to work on different paints and colors and stuff. The lining on this one, I used the texture tool. I still did the coloring in kind of an inkish color, but I also used some painting towards the eyes. And of course the background with the rain and everything. You could definitely tell I experimented with a lot more stuff in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you get in a lot more towards the lining of the face and the hair, you can kind of see that it has a little bit more of a weird, more of an interesting lining texture to it. And of course the shining on the eyes, of course.
One thing that might help, at least it helped with me and a lot of other people whenever we did audio, is we'd actually limit our tools. And we actually did challenges where it's like, only use this tool, see what you make.
Yeah, I might
and
do
that
that.
kind of helps you figure out your own, like, how do you do this with what you have? So it helps you kind of design your own style.
Yeah, the one thing with having a couple of different art programs and so many options is, you have so many options, you don't know where to go or what to do.
Let me see if I still have it. I made a quick little thing where all I did was mess with your bitrate. But it sounded so weird. It was interesting.
But I did go a little bit further than this. This was the second thing I drew today. I drew two things today because I'm also playing a little bit of Radical Insane Catch-Up. But we'll get to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, it's good to be restricted sometimes because it just makes it more simpler. You don't overcomplicate it by using different tools.
Well, that's kind of the whole point with the challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, restriction breeds creativity. You can really start to come up with some interesting ideas.
Yeah, it worked for the Animaniacs.
It worked for everything.
Jokes.
It worked for everything. Go back to the old NES and SNES days when they didn't have as much space for gaming. They got some really crazy shit pulled off because of that.
Yeah.
But we also have Toakoi, who I was kind of caught off on guard on this one a little bit here.
It's a balcony. That's a roof.
I'm
Those are
talking
puddles.
about the fact that this looks like art. I know that sounds real. It sounds so horribly wrong,
Yeah.
but
For a
you
moment,
you
I thought
have
he
you
was
have
in
a very
doorway for a moment.
you have a very clean shape art style that of course is derived from the fact you tend to use MS Paint a lot and just kind of colored in shapes and very basic structure. This one feels like you have a texture overlay on it, and it feels a little bit more arted instead of shaped. If that makes sense.
No, because I did use this in GIMP, hence why the character isn't, 100% himself. But hey, this is art. This is meant to have some interpretation. And I decided, you know what? If it's meant to be a rainy day, I might as well have some white and black and mess with transparency. If it's wet, might as well do a different shade of blue on the character to show, hey, it's been raining. He's covered in water.
I kind of get that.
Oh, you just reminded me.
Yeah.
I have a message that I was supposed to deliver the moment I entered the call.
Oh yes.
Rainey wanted me to say that Rainey says that the protest initiative, or the challenge of the week is rain. There we go.
But yeah, and then for the actual puddles, I did one blob of blue, a lighter shade of blue, and then just blend it all together in a smudge so that it looks like, it's an actual puddle and not just blue thrown on willy or nilly.
Can I just say one thing?
Hmm.
And you're lying down.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I could not tell. I literally could not
I couldn't tell
tell.
for a moment there myself.
I think the big problem is that usually, I get the idea now with the water you have, you're making it look wet, but it doesn't look like you're on you're laying down on something. It just kind of looks like you got covered by some sort of blue slime. But no, laying down on the ground, I see a little bit more. I think the thing is, it's a little bit harder to look like you're being rained on when you have a top-down view as opposed to a side view.
Yeah, for a moment I thought you were in a doorway.
Yeah, I kind of thought so too. That you were just in a doorway, that you weren't lying down. But no, it's a little more. The moment you point out the puddles, I'm like, oh.
Yep.
Again, it's not that I'm a bad artist. I just choose to do art the way I want to do art.
Oh no, you're not a bad artist. In fact, I think the one thing that would really help accentuate the fact that you're lying down is if the water dripping off of you onto the thing here was actually darker. If it darkened the patio that you're laying on, because usually when something is wet, it tends to be a little bit darker.
Well, yeah, because I kind of did the banister.
It's just
the banister of the frame lighter than the floor itself. So
yeah. Either case, though, it is definitely an interesting take, and I do like it, and I do hope you continue working on it towards that.
It's a good piece, Todd. The one thing I would add would be a little puddle underneath the Todd. It's to show that there's water collecting underneath him. The more
he's got water. He's got water underneath him somewhat.
Actually, the only issue is aside from the blue on top, I have a backpack, so my back's actually elevated.
Well, you would still drip water.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still drip water in an outline.
Yeah, honestly, I think just making the water a little darker to indicate that that it's getting something wet under you would make things easier. But still, either way, looks really good. I really do hope you keep working on that.
And here's a tip for anyone that wants that type of white and black: just find a smoke tool or like something for a cloud, solid white, solid black, and just erase and see what it looks like. Mess with transparency. Have a little bit of fun.
I know.
I completely agree with that statement right there.
Yeah.
Get inside, flop.
I wanted to clip that.
And there's also Coldust who did this for the pre-show, just the flat circuit flop, which compared from this to this, it's like two different moods here. Very two different moods, but it's kind of funny that I'm just laying on the ground in both of these.
Just done.
Yeah.
Don't want to move no more.
Yeah. I'm done. Take me out.
Yeah.
And to this very moment, I will say, Second will not have a photo of me in his house.
Just don't
Too bad.
take me out of the shed with for a
Oh no, you know what? I would absolutely have a photo of you with a corkboard
I
right
don't
behind
want
us.
to be on the blackboard.
No, I would have a corkboard behind us so I can throw darts at it.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Got it. Next time I draw a picture of you being in a home, I'm going to make sure that there's a picture frame in the shape of a heart around Toa.
No, no.
Just keep elevating it.
I swear to the world, I will start having you on derailed trains or something. No, worse, I'll have you riding Greyhound buses.
I mean, buses are okay.
I'll have you riding a Cybertruck.
Oh God.
There it is. There it is. There's our point. There it is.
Dude, I'm the one into EVs, and holy shit, fuck you.
But will it be that rainbow Cybertruck I've been seeing?
No, I don't want him in anything cool. He's gonna have the original bland gray one that everybody hates.
If it's the Cybertruck, there's nothing you can do to make it cool.
No, by making it rainbow,
I said cooler. I didn't say cool. I mean, it's basically like literally polishing a turd in every way.
You know, Mythbusters showed that you can do that, and it actually comes out good.
Don't.
No, I was just saying. By the way, there's a very good chance that the Cybertruck will be abandoned.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It already kind of has been, honestly.
Like basically, if you look at the way that it was marketed, pretty much Tesla learned now how they were supposed to be marketing the truck. And like if you go to their website, basically it looks like advertising for like every other truck you'd ever see out there. The problem is that they basically sold to the tech bros first.
But the thing is, you can't use it as a truck because it's got aluminum frame.
We're gonna move off of that. I did want to mention to Coldust. When I was watching him drawing this, it was actually really good and inspiring on my part, because I did see that he just did this all with a pencil tool, simple pencil tool, about 11 or 12 in sizing in Clip Studio.
Oh, yep.
And he even drew a couple lines, but he basically just he did things where I will lose my mind. Like the hair right there, I will want that to be curved so specifically. I will drive myself crazy trying to get it to not be straight like that. And I think that, obviously I just have the problems with trying to make it look better than just letting it be what it is. But I can obviously tell he's got a lot of style to his art because of that, and mine, yeah.
Honestly, it's pretty nice just being able to let things flow and go.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've learned over the years is just do it all. Just ignore whatever's bugging you for the most part. And if you wake up the next morning and you can't figure out what it was, it's fine.
Yeah.
just fine.
That's fair.
Just keep trying.
Not to say that I'm proud of myself on this one. I think I actually did pull out quite a few stops, but I still have. I know it was just really inspiring and amazing watching you, and it really gave me some ideas and also kind of a hint to get out of my own head.
Yeah,
a few different places. I gotta get out of a few different places.
I appreciate it. I'm glad that you got something out of it, because honestly, when I was doing it, I was like, oh geez, is this like really boring for everyone?
No, it was absolutely entertaining and really fun. I picked up a lot out of it, to be honest.
Circuit, the more art you do, the more you find your style.
Yeah, but I gotta find it now. I'm driving myself crazy.
Yeah.
I will
it's
say,
one of those things where when you hyperfixate on something, you just think it's horrible.
Yeah.
But then if you just let it rest for a day and then come back to it, if you can't find it, then it's fine.
I will say too that like I've been kind of pushed into a artistic mentality, which is maybe good or bad. I'm not sure if there is such a thing, but typically when it comes to like sketches and stuff like this, my mentality just shifts to just make the thing, and like don't stress about it too much. Like, I don't know.
It's a good mentality. The one thing I have been learning more and more when I've been observing artists and just trying to learn, that's the one thing that stands out the most. Just have fun with it and just go.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like, I will say sometimes it's good to try to attack something that is like really, really challenging to you. Obviously, I'm not doing that on a live stream. That would just stress me out. But sometimes it's just a matter of just having fun with it. And I will say too, like, back when I was trying to do the October drawing challenges and stuff was kind of where I formed a lot of my sense of sketching. Just principally just, you gotta do something, do it. And that's it. Just like, you signed up to do something every day, so therefore just put out something. Which, like I said, maybe not the best mentality at all. Like, I'm sure, like, I could produce something much more elaborate if I put the time to it, but also I am the sort of individual where I struggle to set aside time to do anything. So
yeah,
everybody's different.
Sometimes you only got like 20 minutes, so like, you go.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of which, we also have an audio thing from Deathlight here when he mentioned.
This is old. This is like when I was first figuring out how to actually work Reaper.
Yep.
But yeah, somebody put down a challenge like, okay, 1 tool challenge, let's go. I'm like, okay.
Yep. So 1 tool challenge on this.
Oh, wasn't that just incredible to listen to? We got more coming up for you later, but first we got some gifts to give away. We'll reach out to the winners during this break, so hold on to your phones and hope you win.
Ooh, it kind of had like early AM vibes.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was shooting for.
Oh, you hit it.
And of course, that was just a free flow thing. Like, I just grabbed my mic and just spewed that out of my mouth. I'm like, okay, I got the line that should go.
I know we in the call didn't hear that.
It's in the content creation stream. Definitely heard that. I know the call didn't. So I don't think there's any.
Unmuted stream just for that. Yeah.
But this just shows you can do a lot of things even with 1 tool. And it's just the bit tool. So basically, all I did was I actually downgraded the bit capture on the original recording towards like the latter half of the recording. And that's how you got the graininess of it too, and then the wind in the background and the fuzziness. Again, I just had some just stock audio. Well, actually, just plain audio. Then I just crushed the hell out of it with a bit capture, and then compressed it and sent it off. And that's how we got that wind. And then I just adjusted with some volume controls. And that was it.
Yeah. All right, and we also got some other entries here that aren't related to the challenge, but are still created stuff. So we're gonna show it off anyway because that's what we do. We have Rainstorm, of course, starting up the celebration of Pride Month that began yesterday.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. By the way, we here at the Brony Show like to celebrate Pride Month by saying we're gonna celebrate it, but we're not gonna show off on it because we celebrate it every year. And we're not going to be tacky like putting everything in rainbows for a month because that's just dumb.
We celebrate it every day.
Impending Circuit Rainbow.
No, I just I don't like to pander like that because I like people to know that we celebrate and admire them constantly, not just because a month says to.
Yeah,
we celebrate it every day, and we appreciate Cole and all of his cute gayness.
In my mind, it's like the ones who preach it the loudest are the
Cole, what was that?
That's right. Oh, that's right. But only the cute gayness.
Jesus.
Okay, jeez. No, you're not doing that. Oh no. No, you're gonna get me killed. You're gonna get me killed. I'm already straight. Do you know what that's gonna do to me?
I was about to say, Circuit, do you want to tempt me to like just make the most like the gayest pre-show intro scene possible because I can.
Knock yourself out. I'm not gonna stop you if you want to do it. I'm just, I just
Also-
don't want people to cause me to get buried because of something they said.
Also, Cole, if you do what I think you're going to do, I have the ace flag.
First of all, I don't actually have a plan. Second of all, I don't have a plan. Third of all, I don't know. We'll see if I can throw something together. We'll see if I remember by next week.
Anyway, so there's two different things from Rainy, of course.
That is so
Also-
cute.
Yeah.
That is very cute.
But seriously, that is
What I was
awesome.
gonna say before is sometimes through browsing through the internet, some of the people that were outpride the most sometimes are the least sincere.
Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna take a page from a friend of mine, and nobody take offense to this. I just thought it
No,
was
not
funny.
everyone.
No,
is
no, no,
like
no.
that. I know that.
No, no,
I
no.
know that.
No. Just somebody else who was making a Happy Pride Month announcement, but wanted to have fun with it, but we couldn't convince him to go with it. So I just want to be straight with you all. Happy Pride Month. Okay,
That is good. That is real good.
that was so
That is
dumb.
good.
We tried so hard, and he wouldn't budge on that. Go for that. Okay.
It just reminds me of some people just using it for the wrong reasons. It's just
That's
Yeah,
why.
how
That's
it
why I
is,
don't
but
want.
I
That's
get
why I
it.
don't want to overblow it. I want to celebrate it, but I don't want to just like pander to it. That's not what I'm here for.
exactly.
So let's go ahead and pander to somebody else here. So Angel and Devil. Who's thinking that these are the Angel and Devil charms for Lumi?
I'm half wanting to say yes, but I can also see darkness mode and holy mode.
Light Jack, Dark Jack.
Can't I just have Vanilla
that's
Jack?
what they know it.
Vanilla Jack. Vanilla Jack.
The reason Jack and Jack's
No,
there.
actually, that works. Oh, dear God, that's vanilla, that's chocolate, because Louis already...
It's Circus
He's
Kids.
trying
Oh
to-
no! Crap! No!
Oh no!
No! One of my kids is. No! I am not saying that. No! Dang it! Thank you, intrusive thoughts.
The
Oh.
thoughts won today.
They almost
thing
won.
is-
I choked on the last word.
Every single time I see the fake circuit light just show up, I think that somebody's shipping us. I'm like, no.
No!
stop it.
No! No!
Oh my god.
Oh, dear world. Okay. All right. So this was just something that they showed off on Kazakai. I immediately was thinking it. I mean, it didn't help that I watched a review of the Emperor's New Groove, so I'm just like, this feels like the Angel and the Devil on somebody's shoulder. You know, it's just the
Yeah, I
evil
watched
and the
that
good
recently,
side.
too.
Yeah. It's like the evil and good
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, it's like, that'll work.
It's definitely one of the things, though, that technically second, Libby is the kid of everyone that helped create her, so... You're not wrong!
You know what? Here's the thing. If they're my kids, I'm going to be sorely disappointed because none of them are using the pull arm. Well, I mean,
I mean,
Yeah.
one of those-
one of them kind of is, but
I
at
mean,
the
it
same
kinda
time,
is.
I say kind of is because I don't think in Soul Calibur there's anybody that actually uses a pole arm and a sword. Closest you get is maybe Cervantes, but that's just a long sword and a short sword, so I don't know. But then again, I never played 6. Well, I barely played 6, so I can't say much.
We
Circuit's
still
just
need
upset
to
his
get
kid.
together
Circuit's
at some
upset his
point.
kid. There's it. Circuit's upset his kids can't work the shaft.
Yeah,
Da-da-da-da-da, moving on.
we need to get together at some point. Just have a Soul Calibur tournament.
We do.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Kelsakai also posted this.
Okay, second, there is a person in Soul Calibur 6 that does have a pole arm and a sword.
I stand corrected then. Okay. Alright. Bright and Shine. I can't believe I never thought of that at some point until now. You can actually look at the name of the image and it's Bright and Shine.
Well, you see, the reason why I quit doing that is because a lot of the commissions I got from Beardy were very weird.
So bright and shine. Which, if these are my kids, I mean, it falls under. It does work for me because I do pun like hell, but at the same time, I'm going to be so disappointed in one of them for not keeping up their pole dancing. Anyway. Anyway,
why'd you quit? You were so successful.
Chaos Guy also posted this with the Mario. I'm guessing that it's supposed to be a Lego version of the level end for Mario. Which that's cool. That is cool.
That is very cool.
That joke brought back to the forefront stripper
No. Moving on.
Second, you did this to yourself.
All right, so let's get the last two bits in. We've already gone off the edge, so these are going to look pretty tame by comparison. So there were two major things that I did this week. One of them was last week and this week. One of them was a piece of art that I was spending several days on, and also trying to push myself in a different way to creation, essentially trying to be a little bit more showy, flowy, having a little bit more fun with the design of a character. So 80s rock hair metal Twilight Sparkle with a guitar.
I like to call her Rock Light Sparkle.
They do the walk of Sparkle.
But basically Twilight Sparkle with a guitar and 80s hair and attempted 80s hair. In my story, Lumi has past lives. Okay, so it's Lumi's past lives.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot more. There's a lot to unpack on that alone, but anyway.
Second, Chaos Sakai is basically the person that we have not entrusted, but have said, yeah, you can do what you like with.
Yeah, I know. It's just that we're basically got multi-ages Luna and Lumi coming out now. So yeah, I'm just gonna be curious to see how that comes out with the story. But yeah, Rock Light Sparkle from the 80s with hair metal. And I will not lie, I had the hardest time with this hair because originally it was like launching itself way back. I mean, I had the front pretty much about the same, but the back area, I tried to make it poofier, and it was just like almost as big as her. It was wild. But yeah, it did not look good at all, so I ended up eventually taming it and kind of getting a little thing of a color thing going on with her hair color and lining. I got it pretty okay, but I didn't quite get it the way I wanted it to go at the same time.
Looks good though.
Yeah, it was definitely an evolution and a push into things. So it was good. It was good practice and experimentation for me.
So are we on the wheel?
Not yet. Any thoughts, Cold Dust? Are you still here, Cold Dust? No, you are not. All right.
I am here, actually.
Oh, did you have any thoughts on that real fast from the art aficionado?
Looks cute.
All right. And finally, the last little bit here. The other thing that I worked on today that I was trying to get myself pushed for the Newbie Artist Training Ground. And the reason I mentioned wanting to challenge myself with using different like painting tools. Well, what was this? The art prompt was day one is to draw a pony standing. I decided to have fun with it with the great and powerful standing Trixie.
For 5 days she stood there.
For 5 days she has stood there. She has stood for 5 days.
Holding the line.
Or just holding herself up, really. Just holding herself up. You can see the intense look of derped concentration.
No, see, when you did so much pain for standing for so long, you just zone out.
Yeah.
And that's where she's at now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. I had the hardest time with the collar here. It still doesn't look right. I did not get this collar to look right at all. I see.
Okay, the main issue I'm seeing with that is it's a little long.
The collar? Well, yeah. Yeah. The collar flaps are definitely like I don't know why I just could not get my brain to wrap around how that would look with her standing. No matter how hard I tried, it was very strange. Because I get how a normal shirt collar would look, I just couldn't quite get that to form in my head right. It drove me nuts. And I redrew it a few times before I just gave up and just kind of kept it as is. And even now I could see some things I could have fixed with it. I mean, the form itself is actually a lot better than I thought. The arms actually look really good. The legs look pretty good. And yeah, this was all painted with like I think it was like an acrylic paint tool or something similar like that.
Second, for stuff like Trixie, I would definitely use like Doctor Strange as a good reference. Or, people that have that sort of thing.
Actually, if I wasn't lazy, I could have just got one of her images of her literally standing up. Because it's more than a few of them. I mean, every time she does like the gray and powerful Trixie explosions thing, she's always standing up. So it would have been easy enough to get a reference. So I don't know. I'm just trying to wrap my head around how the clothing and things would actually look so I could try to get a 3D image in my head and work with it that way. I just couldn't wrap my head around the collar for some reason. It just eluded me. I don't know.
Besides, we all know the best references come from Dr. Horrible Sing-Along.
Yeah.
Oh, that series. I haven't heard that in a long time.
It's a movie.
Okay, so the good news is you guys probably won't see too much of my newbie artist training ground prompts of this. This was just the first one of the 30 days and my showing of and explaining how I'm going to be approaching it this year. Like a madman. Essentially, I'm approaching it like a madman. But we'll see how that goes from there. And with that, yeah, we've been gone a little overboard, but I think we got enough to go on. Let's finally get to our picker wheel for for challenge for next week.
Well, CMC, do you have any What's Up Brony while we're waiting for everybody to put their prompts in?
The car went boom. And we're trying to figure out, how does life work with the car going boom? Do we fight trying to get another car quickly, or do we just survive and let Dad walk to work for a bit?
Now condense that down into one sentence to make it a prompt.
I'm not gonna lie though, I absolutely feel that frustration. I
As the car go boom 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 boom.
Who, you know what? I'll ask after if it gets picked. But who the hell is Floyd?
I'm willing, Pink Floyd.
Oh, that's what I was thinking too.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's always a different Floyd.
But I'm also just feeling you found Floyd and you just see this guy with like big friend glasses and he's wearing a RoboCop T-shirt but he's quoting Terminator for some reason.
No. Floyd is the name of the brick in the wall.
Every single time somebody talks about doing wrong references like that, I can't help but think of somebody playing a vampire that just throws a bunch of different slangs from different centuries all together.
All right, actually that'd be funny. But really quick, just so all right, really quick, so people are aware, if you haven't noticed, we are doing the picker wheel for next week's challenge. Even though we have the artist training ground going right now, we do want to still try to get these challenges in for those who want to still continue to do these. Everybody is welcome to throw in one prompt, but that means you only
want to have a harder challenge by going for the challenge of the week stuff and all that.
Or all that, which I'm probably going to end up doing, so yeah, me. But
or even go crazy and try to mix it all together into one big picture.
Yep.
Yeah.
But everybody gets a chance to put in a prompt. You only get one prompt, but everybody gets one. Once you put it in, it goes into the wheel. We do a random pull of that, so...
See, that's the safe. See, that's the safe version of basically my catchphrases right now.
I hope that wins now.
Get off my lawn. I don't know you.
Oh, that is coming back, and I saw the intro. It's nice.
Yeah, but they're kind of starting to lose voice actors like flies at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second, these are people that were in their 40s whenever they started.
They're dying from.
So?
They're not dying from age, though. Anyway, so just a quiet, such quiet. Oh my god!
I toned out of the conversation and I toned back in. Did I miss anything?
No.
We're getting the prompts for the challenge of the week, and then we're going to be doing Gartic Pone.
Ah, okay. So look alive. Gotcha.
Yep. And in fact, we already have the Gartic Poem prompt ready, up and ready to go for people to start joining in now. While we see if we have any more people that want to jump in on their thing, on the challenge of the week. So going once.
I'm debating heavily. Nah. We're not gonna put pole dancing up there.
Oh, you should. You should though.
Okay, fine. I will. God. You've convinced me.
Geez, that didn't take much help. That didn't take much effort, did it?
I mean, hey, Circuit, look at it this way. Pole dancing is an art form that was an I believe it was at one point an Olympic.
Yes.
And also, like, it is going to be challenging, the posing, and also
I actually know a couple of pole dancers. Oh my hell, they're in shape. Their abs are immaculate.
Not too bad.
Okay, I envy.
Although we're just gonna be going with 4 Asian comedians because we're going ghost busting.
Busting makes me.
Okay, so who was Floyd Chaos?
Okay, but while Chaos tries to answer that, what is our protest initiative challenge? Just to add more.
Rainy says the protest initiative challenge this week is rain.
Really?
We used that last week.
Really? Are you serious?
Yes. I'm locking in. I had some other ideas, but I'm locking in.
Let it fly.
Seriously, rain.
Yeah.
Second, this is a rain trilogy.
I mean, Circuit. I could change. I could go for pole dancing instead.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with rain. So rain it is.
It is the month of the rain.
You don't want to challenge yourself with weird, unique poses.
No, I don't. Do you know how much stress that's gonna put on me to do that? God, I'm already losing my mind with all the other things I'm trying to challenge myself, and then I gotta start trying to figure out how to get a pole to wrap around a pony. Wow, that is a statement. That is a statement.
I'm sorry. Are you the Hulk bending poles?
Well, no, what you do is just
Hulk dance.
No, I mean, that's quite simple, and it's quite simple and appropriate that he would just have to call Magneto. That's a callback. That's a callback.
Yeah, but he just wants to call Magneto. Second should have his number.
Probably a better direction my mind went because I was just like, oh yeah, we could have Circuit work in a pole.
Just don't get the guy from Incredibles 2 that smashes.
Guys, I think we broke him.
Yes, work at the North Pole.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we actually broke our boss.
All right.
Voting pools. Yeah.